Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 291, and we are going to get dimensional. This is a total technique class. Yes, lots of technique in this class and lots of tips and tricks about what to do and how to accomplish what I'm going to do today. So this is a good YouTube to take notes on if you happen to take notes. Now would be a good time to pause me, and I'll put on my pause face so you can go around and grab your notebook or whatever it is that you keep all your little crafty insights in. Okay, are you ready? Here's my pause face. See, I don't blink when I have my pause face. I don't mind talking so much, but I don't blink. Because anytime somebody blinks, that's when you pause them and their eyes are like half down and they look, well, they don't look quite right. So hopefully you are back by now and you are ready to take notes for this class. We are working with product from Sizzix, and truly, I'll get to that in just a minute. We have winter chicken dinner to talk about. I want to tell you that we are almost done with the Shop That Didn't Hop sale. Almost completely done, including shipping. We're getting down to the last few hundred orders that have to be shipped. I had hoped to have it done by the end of March, but it looks like it's running into the 1st of April. But I don't anticipate it taking many more days to just finish up. So that means we've started to send out invoices for the Spellbinders warehouse sale. Yep, it's time to roll into that sale. So if you placed your order during the Spellbinders warehouse sale, which was in December, and you chose a pay later, now's the time to be looking for it. And if you placed your order on the first day, then you really need to be looking for it. So I think we've gotten about half of our pay laters out on the first day and waiting for those to come back in before we send out the next batch. And then just like we did for the Shop That Did Not Hop warehouse sale, we'll be bringing the orders up about 200 at a time and pushing them out. So yay, we're almost done with the Shop That Didn't Hop, and yay, we're about ready to start Spellbinders. Okay, today is all about Sizzix and dimensional product from Sizzix. And I have winter chicken dinner to talk about. That was from YouTube number 290. It was the Debbie Moore product. Oh my gosh, wasn't it beautiful? You're gonna love it when you get it. And hopefully we'll do another YouTube later on using another one of her sets and have the matching dies and stamps. It is beautiful stuff. Love, love, love. So we have two of you who posted comments, and you get to find out if you're winter chicken dinner. Wouldn't it be great if they were on the live chat right now with us? Because we do the live chat on Saturday mornings when this YouTube first releases. And it would be awesome if somebody actually won who was on the live chat with us. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Okay, so are you ready to hear if it's your turn to be a winter chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple? Our first winner is Kelly. Kelly Klupfel? Kelly, is that you? Hello, Kelly. You're a winner chicken dinner. You're a winner chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo for you. Okay, Kelly, you're not alone. You've got a friend in Lori Bronowicz. Okay, Lori. Hello, Lori. Is that you, Lori? Because if it is, you know what? Go ahead, sing it. Go ahead, I want to hear you. Come on, you can do it. You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo for you. All right, Lori and Kelly. Congratulations, girls. How do you claim your prize? Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com, look for the link that says winner chicken dinner, and follow directions. We'll go ahead and confirm you are indeed our winner, and they get your prize right out to you. Congratulations. I bet you never thought you were going to be a winner. I bet you're watching this again and again, and hopefully you did the happy dance with me. Okay, so today we're talking about dimensional Sizzix products, and they have one that's been, well, they've both kind of been around for a while, but are probably overlooked, especially the 3D Impresslits. I don't doubt that they're overlooked, mainly because you look at them and you may not understand how to use them, but they are simple and easy. And I've got a couple different techniques, different ways for you to use them, so that if you happen to be on a crafty budget, and but we've got such great prices on some of this stuff, but I'm going to show you a couple different ways to get the same effect, and perhaps some of this you already own, so that all you would have to, if you wanted to do it more, maybe you just pick up some of the brand new Impresslits, the 3D Impresslits. I've also got 3D embossing folders by Sizzix. And again, I've got some of the very new ones, but I also have some Christmas ones. Okay, so when's the best time to buy Christmas stuff? When it's not Christmas. When's the best time to buy summer stuff? When it's not summer. So I have 2 3D embossing folders that I'm going to work with today, although I have a whole collection of them on a YouTube Yummy, but the 2 that I'm going to work with today are going to be at a dramatically reduced price. Why? Because it's a long way away for Christmas, and Sizzix has quite a few of them left. So when they sent me the list, okay, so they sent me the list because I knew I wanted to do this YouTube. Sent me the list and they showed me, okay, this is what we have available to sell that you can put on YouTube. This is the quantities that we have. And I was looking at the 3D embossing folder list, and I saw the quantities and they were all about the same until I got to 2 of them. And they weren't even next to each other in the Excel spreadsheet. They were like far apart. But I looked at those quantities and I'm like, oh my, either somebody over-ordered a lot, or they had really high expectations for them, or they accidentally sent the email twice and ordered double. But so I emailed right back, because I'm super quick like that. I emailed right back and I said, well, we're going to bring all of them in, love them all, but you have a lot of these too. Would that be an opportunity to do something special with them? Why, yes. Yes, it is. So even though it's April, I'm going to be working with 2 Christmas 3D embossing folders that you can start your Christmas cards early with. It doesn't matter. They're at such an amazing price. It's a bundle. You have to buy the 2 of them, but it's buy one, get one free. And so you can't go wrong with that. Okay, so anyway, now, I had to wait for this YouTube, and I so felt like Veruca Saltz in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because I've been waiting a long time for this YouTube. And that's not anybody's fault. Not at all. It's just that sometimes I get to see the product ahead of time, like way ahead of time, like months and months and months and months and months before it's set to release. And sometimes I forget that I've seen it, I have seen it 6 months ago, and it's like, well, where is it? Why isn't it? Where? And I knew at the time I looked at it that it wasn't going to be available until a certain day, but it's like, I want it now. And the manufacturers look at me and they say, nope, can't get it to you now. We're able to show you pictures of what we think it's going to be. It's like, no, don't change any of it. I love it all. And can I have it next week, please? So that's kind of the case with this YouTube. There was a couple products in this YouTube that released in chapter 2 for Sizzix, because Sizzix now does chapters as opposed to releases. They used to do a monthly release, and 1 month might be Tim Holtz, and 1 month might be Jen Long, and 1 month might be, I don't know, some Linda, or who knows. Now they're doing 4 releases a year. Chapter 1 is the first 3 months of the year. Chapter 2 is the second 3 months of the year. And it's not so much designer driven. And it's a lovely eclectic grouping of dies and embossing folders and tools, so that if maybe you're not a Tim Holtz fan and it was a Tim Holtz month, well, that's okay. It's got, Jen Long product in there, or Courtney's product in there, or Linda's product in there. And so the chapters now have a nice mesh of everybody, but they only release 4 times a year, chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the product I wanted to use for this YouTube released in chapter 2. So I had to wait till chapter 2, which is now. It's April. We're in chapter 2, which means we also have all the new chapter 2 Sizzix product for you. But why can't I have it? Why do I have to wait? I want it now. And my little lip sometimes would come out, and then I would be told, if your lipstick's out there long enough, a little birdie's gonna fly on by and poop on it. So just know I am exactly like you. I see something that, and I want it now. But we have to be patient and we have to wait, because all good things come to patient people. You know, good things come to people who are willing to wait. And so I am thrilled to have some of this product for you now. All right, I am going to tilt down. I'm going to get started. We are going to be using, well, I'm not even going to tell you. We're just going to roll with it, baby. And we are going to start out super simple. And we're going to stay pretty much super simple, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have technique to it. Just because it's easy doesn't mean there's a process to go through. And everything I do here today, everything I do, you are going to be able to do, and you are going to feel accomplished doing it. And I'm going to give you, hopefully, a couple different thoughts on how to use some of the product you already have. All right? So I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today. And finally, now has come. Don't forget to post your comments if you want to be a winner chicken dinner. Okay, let me tilt on down. Bye, everybody. I was so bad. I was like, why can't I have it? And they're like, well, you can soon. You know, when you tell a 4-year-old soon, that really doesn't have much meaning to them. And I'm not 4, I'm 50, and it really should have more meaning to me, but okay. This is the make and take that we have going on downstairs right now. And if you, well, actually not right now, because we're live chatting for the first release, the premiere of this YouTube, but in about 9:30, they'll be making and taking, and isn't it beautiful? See the foil below? Ooh, and this is some of the new Minte paper, Minte paper that I brought in from Poland. Ooh, okay, so there's that one. And then, or you could be making this one. So we put out several different samples, and we let the in-store peeps kind of pick and choose what makes their heart happy and make their card unique. Beautiful, right? So pretty. See, do you see that? Isn't that wonderful? And then they could be making this one. I was gonna say, that almost sounds like my car. I don't know if you can hear the horn, but oh well. Okay. All right, so those are the make and takes that we're doing downstairs. And what kind of product is it? Well, I told you we were going to start with dimensional. It's all dimensional today. These are some of the products from Sizzix, and they're called Impresslits. Now, what is an impresslit and how does it work? I don't know if you remember, but years ago, Sizzix used to have a little sizzlet that would fold up. It was called an embosslit. And it had a metal plate inside the die, and you would fold the die up with the paper in the middle, and it would cut and emboss all at the same time. That's kind of what these are, only they have been zhuzhed up a little bit. They've been brought up to more current manufacturing processes to give you even better detail and even better designs. So Sizzix Ellison came out with these products years ago, and they really developed them. And then as manufacturing got better, they went ahead and they gave the idea of these impresslits to Tim Holtz and let him do the designing, which means that they're very beautiful. Some of them are a little more rustic, some of them are a little more detailed, but this is kind of what they look like, which is different than anything else you would see as out of Sizzix. They just don't look quite the norm. And you may have seen them in your local craft store if you're lucky enough to have one, but not know what to do with them or how to use them. And there is a proper way of using them. So I'm going to start with these because they're just beautiful, and I want you to see just how simple they are to use. But I also want to tell you the tips and tricks to use them. So I'm going to cut a few of them, and I think I am going to start with this guy right here. So inside you've got a very dimensional, deep crevice with all the design of this leaf or sprig. I'm not exactly sure. And then on the other side, you have the cutting element. So when I put something in there, it's not only going to do a 3D embossing because this is so deep, it's also going to cut the paper at the exact same time. Now, this is a very thick plastic. It's not typical. It's not like your standard embossing folders, and it really doesn't bend, nor is it meant to bend. You're just supposed to keep it as flat as possible. Will it cut paper? Absolutely. Can you 3D emboss paper? Absolutely. But today we're going to start with, I guess we can start with, maybe we'll do maybe we'll do this one. This looks so pretty. No, we'll do silver. I don't know. I see too many choices for me. I have a hard time when I have too many choices. And then my scissors. Anybody seen them lately? Oh, there they are. Wahoo Kachoo. My scissors. Okay, what do I have here in my hands? This is Self-Adhesive metal foily paper from Sizzix as well, and it comes like this. So you get 8 sheets, and they're 6 by 6. Ooh, let's see if I can back it up. There we go. 8 sheets, and they're 6 by 6. There's 4 different colors. This is kind of a bluey color. This is kind of a rosy color. And this is kind of that's a silver, and this is kind of a goldy, bronzy color, I would say. But you get 8 sheets, and they're self-adhesive, which means sticker on the back. Peel off the backing, and you've got an instant sticker. I will tell you they retail for $8.99. Now, being that they're 6 by 6 and you get 8 sheets, I honestly thought $8.99 was a little bit expensive for this. It was a little bit expensive. So, remember that spreadsheet I was telling you about? Well, this product was on it too, and I saw the quantity that they had in stock, and I'm like, oh, let's make a deal. So I'm going to be able to sell you this for $4.99 and not $8.99. Wahoo Kachoo. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to take a piece of it, and I'm just going to cut it down to the size that I need. And I'm just gonna zoop and zoop. I would not throw any of this away. None of it. Now, mind you, you just paid $4.99 and not $8.99, but still you can use another die. You could die cut a word out of this, and because it's an instant sticker, you've got lots to be doing with this. Do not throw the little tidbits away. I know, usually I say, I don't bother keeping them. Yeah, I would keep that without any question. So, I have got my foil, or if I was using cardstock or paper, with the pretty side that I want to see facing up. So I need, see how it's got a design on it? They've got that printed, it's called being indexed. The front is indexed. They've printed the design for you. I need to be seeing that design, and I need the pretty side of the paper that I want to see on my finished project also facing me. So I wouldn't want to do it this way, because now I'm cutting it backwards, and when I'm all done, this is not the side that I want beautifully 3D embossed and die cut. I want the silver side. So I put it in there, and I bring over my Big Shot machine. Doesn't matter if you have a Big Shot or a Big Kick or a Vagabond. It doesn't matter if your Big Shot or Big Kick is red or blue or pink or black or white or purple or whatever colors they've had throughout the years. It's all going to run the exact same way. I have my multi-purpose platform, and it doesn't matter if you have the small version or the large, no worries. I'm going to open it up to tab 1. Tab 1. And then, contrary to almost everything we do, I'm going to put this straight down onto my multi-purpose platform. And you're going to say, oh no, you can't do that. You have to sandwich. On these, remember I mentioned they're super thick. You can't sandwich these between a cut plate and a do not cut plate. You can't. Even if I was to take it all the way down to the base of my multi-purpose platform and I tried to make it go, it will not. It just won't. It'll get to the point of where the die is, and then it's going to say, oh no. I don't know if I can move this so that you can see it. Hold on, let me see if I can re-angle. Okay. Okay, so it took my platform in the beginning because there's nothing there. It's empty. So it may want to try and, start rolling on through, and you think, oh, I'm going. And then all of a sudden it gets to a point where it says, oh no, and it stops. It just will not let you go any further. That's when you back it up and you know that your platform is wrong, your sandwich is wrong. This product needs to be placed directly on your platform, your multi-purpose platform. We want to open up tab 1 to tab 2. There we go. Open up tab 2 to tab 1. That drives me crazy, those tabs. Closed. Open tab 2 to tab 1. And then put it right down on top of it. And then put a do not cut. Remember, this is not a die, so the back side of this is smooth. So it's not going to cut into your multi-purpose platform. It's going to be fine because it is an embossing folder / die cut all in one, but it's smooth. So you don't have to worry about placing it directly onto your multi-purpose platform for fear it's going to cut into your multi-purpose platform. Then I'm going to put my do not cut plate on top and I'm going to send it on through. Now, depending upon your machine, this will also run through if I move tab 1 and I'm working all the way down on my bottom base plate. It will also work. Everybody's machine's a little different. You're going to try it on tab 1 or all the way open to your bottom base plate and see what you get. So let's take this and that, and let's come over here. Okay, it's ready to pop out. Now, this is where you need to have a little pair of fussy tweezers. Some sort of fussy tweezers. Can you see mine? Mine are very fine tipped. Because it's doing a 3D embossing at the same time that it's cutting, you can't have pokey holes. You've never seen an embossing folder with pokey holes, right? So if it had pokey holes, well, you don't need it. You open up an embossing folder and you take the paper out. Now this one is cutting the exact shape and it's doing that 3D embossing. So you need a little pair of tweezers just to pop that out. Ooh, and do you see the dimension on that? It's beautiful. It is 3D embossed. It is die cut for you. And it's out of foil. Now, I know sometimes, I want you to just see how thick this is. It's very thick plastic. I know sometimes you may want to bend the plastic to just get it to pop just a little bit. And you really want to avoid that with these. This plastic is so rigid that you don't want to sit there and try and bend it. You just want to let it do what it's supposed to do, which is cut. Now, what if I did the leaves? Let me try the leaves real quick. And for the leaves, I am going to use this beautiful color. And I'm going to trim it on down. Trim it on down. Woo! Put that right there for now. And I'm going to bring my machine back. And remember, I had said that you open up to tab 1 and you put it straight down. You need to have that picture facing you and the pretty paper that you want to see also facing you. So if this was you holding it to you, this is what you want to see. If you are looking at this, the back side of the paper, that's not what you want to do. So if you're using a double-sided paper, remember, always the pretty side facing you with the design facing you. Now, I used tab 1 last time. This time I'm going to use just my base. I took both tabs off. 1, 2. And I'm going to put it right back down. And I'm going to put a do not cut plate right on top. And because it's an embossing folder / die cut, and it's got that smooth back, you don't have to worry about it die cutting into your multi-purpose platform because you do not have that extra cut plate down below. And I'm going to send it on through. Move this off to the side and let's see what we get. Ooh, you can tell it cut. And then take my tweezers, and I don't want to bend this in hoping that I'm going to pop these out. No, I want to take my fussy tweezers and just kind of get in there and lift it out and pull it out. Ooh, so pretty. That looks awesome, doesn't it? Let's pull the other one. Let's get in there and just try and lift it on out. So I've got the big and the little leaf. The big and the little leaf. Look at how dimensional that is. And so when you're using it, the paper is going to be a little concave when you open it up because it's been forced down into this textured embossing area, which is what's giving you all of that dimension and all of that detail. And that's what you're looking for with the 3D Impresslits. All designed by Tim. If you don't know who Tim is, I'm talking about Tim Holtz, which we understand he was a bit under the weather, so I want to send Tim, although he doesn't watch me, but if anybody knows Tim, let him know that Scrapbooking Made Simple was thinking of him. Ooh, I have to lean forward, and glad that he is feeling better. Okay. So pretty and so easy. Now, why would you maybe use tab 1 over tab 2? Why might I do it with tab 1, over the base? The first one I did like this. Why would I use this tab as opposed to opening it all the way up? Everybody's machine is different. And the older your machine is, or the more you use the machine, I should say, the more often you use the machine, the looser your machine will get. If you're starting to notice that maybe you need to shim some of your dies to get the same cut that you got when you first got your machine, but you've had your machine for 12 years now, well, that's because your machine is loosening up as you've used it. It's been loved. So you may need to use this tab to run these through because your machine is a little bit looser. Or you may be taking your machine right out of the box for the very first time. And so it's still really tight and pristine and just yummy. So you may be able to use the bottom tab. On a brand new machine, it may be that this tab is a little too tight or hard for you to get through. Then you would come down and use your base. Or you may push this through and your machine is several years old and it may not have given you quite the depth of 3D embossing that you like. Well, then you just back it up one and work on tab 1. You only have 2 choices, so don't let this scare you. You only have 2 choices. It definitely is not gonna work with tab 2 with everything completely closed. Positive, no can do. It's gonna go, whoa, Nelly. So you can open up to tab 1 and see if that works for you. And if tab 1 doesn't work for you, then you're going to open to the base tab. And again, it doesn't matter if you have the extended multi-purpose platform or the small one. It's going to work the same, and you're going to see what works best in your machine. And then you're going to remember not to bend it's very rigid. It's rigid for a reason. It has the die built into it. If you start bending it, well, then you know the die, you can't do that. You got to keep that die nice and straight. So I think this one is so beautiful. It's the Lattice, and it has 2 of them in there. So you get the small Lattice and you get the big Lattice. Only this time, I'm going to change it up a little bit. And instead of using the amazingly priced Sizzix metal foil sheets, I'm going to make my own metal foil sheets. So for those of you who have any kind of a foil machine, whether it be the Minx laminating system or the Go Press and Foil or the Glimmer, for this application, it does not matter if you have a toner-based foil or a heat-based foil. Makes no difference. I am going to take, I'm going to take a white piece of paper and I'm going to use some Stacey tape on it. Stacey tape is a double-sided adhesive. I had somebody, a manufacturer who was in our store this week, who picked up some of my Stacey tape because she has a project for her company and she wanted to use my adhesive to hold everything. I was like so honored. I really was. I gave her a whole roll. It was like, oh my gosh. I mean, she could pick anything she wanted and she chose mine, and it was just like, wow, thank you so much. I'm going to trim this down because this is sticky right now. I need to do something with it, and since I'm not putting it on paper, I want to trim it on off. And then I'm going to take a foil. Now this happens to be Couture Creations foil. So this is a heat foil versus a toner-based foil like something you would use for the Minx. And I'm going to cut myself off a piece. And Couture Creations sells these little sealing tabs, very much like a Post-it note tab that you see at Staples and stuff, only I always say 3M has got lots and lots of money already. Support Couture Creations because it's a little tab that just seals up your foil all nice and neat. Now with Stacey tape, until I pull the liner off, it's fine. I could keep this piece of paper like this forever until I finally decide to peel the liner off. And at that point, it's sticky and I have to do something with it. So I'm going to take the foil that I cut and I'm going to lay it right down on top of that stick. Now, you only get one chance at this. You can't put it down and think you're going to be able to pull it up. Yeah, see, I stuck it down. It ain't gonna it ain't gonna come off. No can do. So you only get one chance at it. So let me do it again. Take another piece, put my Stacey tape on it. You see Stacey tape, you can rip it. I used to say it was terrible, but because you can tear it, making it terrible. But then it sounded like I was saying my own tape was terrible. It's like, no, it's really awesome. But oh, mailman's here. Did you hear that? Somebody's at the door to pick up the shipping for today. Okay, let me grab another piece. So we got a doorbell to hopefully help us hear when the mailman comes. Okay, put my little thing, and let's unroll. Take off my adhesive top and put my foil pretty side up. I know it's kind of intuitive to want to turn it upside down because you think you'd then be transferring that color onto your tape. But no, you always want the pretty side facing you. That's important, pretty side up. And if I don't get it 100% perfect, that's okay. I just need to get it down. All right. So it's on there. There's some bubbles and some creases. That's okay, don't worry, that's fine. Now I'm gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna start to rub. And can you kind of see how the color is changing? Darker, lighter, it almost looks like there's an air bubble there, which is kind of what it is. You don't have to have an air bubble everywhere, but that's telling you, oh yeah, look at that foil has transferred on over onto the tape. Now I think I'm gonna leave a little bit undone so you can see what happens. Then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna peel it off. Well, I still did pretty good, but can you see some of that white space right there? Can you see some of that white space right there? Can you see that? That's where the foil didn't adhere and it's still sticky. And you're like, oh man, now I gotta do it all over again. No, see the extra foil I have on the sides? All I have to do is take that, put it right down on top of where my sticky is, give a press, and peel up. And all of a sudden, the extra little foil on my sheet, and peel up, and press down, and peel up. And all of a sudden, those little white spaces start to disappear. So if it's not down 100%, don't worry about it. Go back and you can see where it's pulled from that edge to fill those spaces. You don't have to start all over again. You just kind of got to go down and peel up and go down and peel up. So we're using Stacey tape to add some foil. Oh, I got a whole row up there that I didn't. Zoop. And right there. Okay, so this whole thing is sticky down here. That is all sticky down there. I'm gonna take my row here and I'm gonna lay it right down on top and I'm gonna give a good press and then peel it up. And look at, I started to fill it in. So there is no mistakes when you do this. You can go in and fix all of those little holes. And if you already have ThermoWeb foil for your Minx machine, or you already have Couture Creations foil for your Go Press and Foil, here is another way of using it. And now I'm going to take my little, I want this one. Actually, I think I'm going to be able to do both. Maybe I can cut it in half and I can cut both. Am I close? Ooh, maybe by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Okay, here's the design. Here's the pretty side. I'm going to stick it in and close it up. But let's do this one too. This one has kind of a scallopy look to it. So, and I had this, right? So we can't let it go to waste. So, pretty side. Oh, it's just not quite long enough, but that's okay. It'll be close enough. Close it up. And now let's bring our machine on over. Again, depending on your machine, you can absolutely try tab 1 or your base tab. Totally up to you. And let's try tab 1 for these. And I'm gonna stick them on down. Put my do not cut plate over the top and send it on through. So I'm just gonna try and cut both of them at the exact same time. Oh, I hear little creaks and cracks, and that's okay. Everything swayed. I probably should have done it on my base, but that's okay. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of my way. And then let's see what we get. Pop out. Ooh. Pop out. Look at how delicate this one is. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's just this beautiful lattice piece, and the edges are cut. Gosh, I almost want to use this piece with it, but okay, so let's gently get it out. Out, out, out. Right? Is that gorgeous? And I used product that I may already have. I may already have many rolls of this foil. But then you're thinking, okay, well, that's really nice. I like that a lot, and wahoo kachoo for all of that. But what if I wanted to do a little more to them? Let's bring these back over. No matter whether you're working with a foil from a foil company or you're working with the foil from Sizzix, both of them are considered non-porous. So what else would be non-porous? Glass, plastic, which is acetate or any kind of plastic. Gosh, this table is non-porous, and the plastic here is non-porous. Your cutting plates are non-porous, and that means that anything that's put on top of them will not absorb in. So if I was to drop water on top of this, it wouldn't absorb in. It'd just sit there until it dries. So that is what the foils are. They are non-porous, which means if we want to color them, we cannot use a dye-based ink. So no Memento, Lawn Fawn's a dye-based ink. I think most of Stampin' Up's inks are dye-based ink. You need something called a permanent ink. Think Sharpie markers, because you know when you use a Bic or a Sharpie and you write with it, usually you use those on your glass, on your metal, because you need something. You need to, your igloo cooler, you need to mark your name on it so that it doesn't come off. And if you try just a regular felt tip marker, you know that it kind of beads up into little balls and then it just wipes right off. Well, that's the same with this product, with either type of foil, is that it's non-porous. So you need to look for something called a permanent based ink. So StazOn is a permanent based ink, and you get that from the name. It stays on. This happens to be the jet black. This is a solvent based ink. So can you stamp with this on your, just ink up your stamps and stamp with it? Yes, and it will give you black, absolutely. Can you stamp with this and then use an alcohol based marker? No, because they're made of the same materials. If you stamp this and go in there with your alcohol-based markers, it's just going to smear and make a mess. Can you stamp with this on your clear stamps? Yes, but then it's going to stain those stamps. Why? Because it's called stays on. So if you don't mind taking your clear stamp and inking it up and the outline turning black, it doesn't harm the stamp. You just won't be able to get that black off of it, and it doesn't transfer. You can then put red on it and stamp and purple on it and stamp, but when it says stays on, it means that, and it allows, because it's got an alcohol base to it, it dries on top as opposed to needing to absorb in. If you are using stays on with your clear stamps, do not use the stays on solvent cleaner to get your stamps clean. That solvent cleaner is very potent, and if you leave it on your clear stamps too long, it will start to pit them and eat them away. So just leave it black. Or use a dye-based ink, but for something like this, we absolutely need ink that is a permanent based ink. Oh, looky, I've got a little glitter on mine. Wow, special. Now, I will tell you that stays on comes with this little lid. You do not want to throw this little lid away. And now they even give you this little sheet that you can put into your, well, it must be double sticky. You can put down on your lid and then peel up oh, I have no clue. So I would just use my Stacey tape. That's easier for me. But they do give you little stickers in here. Yeah. Oh, create sandwich size. Oh, this is to do your labels. No. I thought it was to do the other. Okay. So they give you a little lid. I would take a little bit of Stacey tape or some pop dots, which is even a little bit better. Some Stacey tape. Put it right on there. Peel that Stacey tape off if I can get it with my fingernails. Let's see if I can do it with my tweezers. There we go. Peel that Stacey tape off. Put your lid in and push it into place. You don't throw that lid away. This is an alcohol-based product, and what does alcohol do? It evaporates. So you want to make sure, who knew that they gave you cute little labels to put on the sides if you want to name it? Very nice, but I think keeping your lid in place is better because you don't want that to evaporate. You don't want these to dry out. So you do not want to throw away the little lid that it comes with. It says do not discard. They mean it, do not discard. Okay, so I've got my little lid in my black one already, and I did that with pop dots. Now I could take and with my dauber go in there and just kind of gently hit the embossing with my black stays on. You can't do it with a dye-based ink because it will wipe right off. It will never dry. It may look beautiful when you put it on and you're like, oh yeah, this is working great. I don't know what she was talking about, until you go to pick it up and you wipe it and it comes completely off. In fact, I can even do a little bit darker on this one. So now it's just bringing out that detail of that embossing just a little bit more, so that you really see how beautiful that three-dimensional embossing is. But you must use a permanent based ink. And archival also will work for you. Archival ink is permanent, stays on is permanent. You want a permanent based ink. But what if I wanted to use a color? Well, thankfully, StazOn comes in colors. Let's put those up there. And I'm not going to use my black one. And I've got a green one here. And I think I'm going to do one side with and one side without so you can see. So I've got my little finger dauber straight into my StazOn. And I'm just going to be light and just add a little bit of color to it. So now I've got a little bit of color to my foil. And maybe that's too much color for you. Maybe you just really want to just get those veins of the leaf. Maybe you just want a little bit of color. Well, then just add a little bit of color. You have options. You can do it whatever way makes your heart the most happy. So I could come back here and kind of darken this one up just a little bit so that gold is coming out. It looks distressed and aged and vintagey and beautiful. All done on my foil. And then it takes a few minutes to dry, but once it's dry, it's permanent. So you're not going to have to worry about it rubbing off. Okay, so you've done this and you think to yourself, oh, what have I done? I added too much green to my leaf. I don't like it. It's not working for me. What do it's my last little piece of foil. What do I do? Well, easy peasy mac and cheesy. Do you have rubbing alcohol? Do you have a bottle of rubbing alcohol? Buy it at any local drugstore. You have options. If you do not like what you've done, you take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and you start to erase. And you can go in and start lifting some of that color up and off so that you're not committed necessarily to all that green. You can start lifting some of that color up. And now I like it so much better. Makes your life a little happy that you've got room to play. And then because it's a foil, you can bend it. But remember, I also said it was a sticker. So I could come, oh, this might take my fussy tweezers again. Come in and separate the two. Maybe I can get it from up here. Instant sticker. That's using the metal, the self-adhesive metal sheets from Sizzix. When you use your foil, your sticker is on this side to hold the foil. You don't have a sticker element on this side. So you just take some Stacey tape and put it down and away you go. They're so pretty and they are so easy to do. And by just adding a little bit of color to it, just a little bit of color, or using foils that you may already own, You really can make some very lovely, lovely things if you know what to do with these strange looking embossing folders and dies. Are they a die? Yes. Are they an embossing folder? Yes. Can you use them with regular paper? Yes, absolutely. But they also look just magnificent in the foils. Really just beautiful. Let's see if I can peel the back one off of this one. Pull my back. And put it down. Instant sticker. What do you think? I think most people, when they see these, they're not sure what to do with them, and they don't know how much of an accent they can add to what they're working on. They really are just beautiful. And again, the concept and the manufacturing process is all Sizzix. It's all Ellison all day long. They're the ones who came up with how to manufacture this so that you're going to be able to get the best of embossing and the best of die cutting all at the same time. But then they handed them over to Tim Holtz and said, here, add your special touch, add your Tim Holtz special sauce, your magic, and create the designs that you think people are going to love. And I mean, oh my gosh, I love both of these. I love the Lattice. I love all there's, I don't know, 6 or 7 different trims. I do. I love them all. I think they're all gorgeous. And again, just to add that little special, here. So these are the same. With ink. Hoping it can focus. With ink, without ink. Which do you like better? You have options, right? Here is the cute little in gold and in silver, and that rosy gold and in silver. So pretty. Oh, and here I did these. I was playing with these in the silver and the green. Isn't that yummy? I mean, they make my heart happy, but I had to wait because this one wasn't available and this one wasn't available, not until chapter 2. Oh, I'm so glad chapter 2 finally got here. I can't wait to see what chapter 3 holds for us. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now, just really quickly, remember, bring over my machine. When you're using this, open tab 2. You're either going to work on tab 1 with no bottom plate and just a top plate, and you're gonna send it through. Or if that's too tight, if it's just too hard for you to get it through, don't force it. Just open to your base tab, your base plate. And again, down and send it on through. This is not a product that you're going to sandwich in between 2 cutting mats. Nope, not at all. And you don't want to bend. You don't want to sit there and go and bend it thinking that they're just going to pop right out. You need to use your tweezers to get in there and grab it out. You want to keep this, now mine's a little bent because it's a straight line, but the whole thing is bent. I didn't try to go in there and bend it. You want to try and stay away from doing that and just keep them nice and flat. Okay, next thing we're going to go into is 3D embossing folders, and it's the same thing. They're beautiful. And I've got, I think, 18 styles for you to choose from. But remember, I told you, I have 2 Christmas ones. Now, looking at these, you would not necessarily know they're Christmas because the Fa La La is in this light blue, and you can barely see that it says Fa La La, but oh my gosh, wait till you see when it's done. And beautiful snowflakes. These retail for $7.99 each, and we're gonna be doing a buy one, get one. So if you're gonna buy the bundle, you're gonna get them both for $7.99 each. I need to let you know there is a price increase. There will be a few folders, the new folders for Chapter 2, that are $9.99 each. So we'll have a whole bunch of them for $7.99. We'll have these where you get both for $7.99, but then I think there's 2 or 3 folders that are brand new that are now coming in at $9.99. Now they'll all be on a YouTube Yummy, so don't worry about that. I just didn't want you to be surprised and think that there was that we priced them incorrectly. Going forward, all the new 3D embossing folders will be $9.99. So how do you use these? Well, again, they're thicker than a standard embossing folder. They're much thicker, and the plastic is much more rigid. And when you open it up, you can feel they're much deeper in the etching into the plastic. It is a much more intense embossing than you normally get. And so because that plastic is thicker, you have to use them the same way we used the Impresslits. You have to use the right sandwich. So if you've got 3D embossing folders and you've been struggling to get them through, chances are your sandwich isn't right, or you're pushing too hard and you need to take a step back. With Sizzix machines, you only have a few options. You either tab 2 with your platform completely closed, tab 1, base tab, or you're using a steel rule die and you don't need this at all. Those are the only 4 options you really have to think about. Gosh, if you put this on here and you sandwich it and it doesn't go through, well then you move down to the next one. And if you sandwich it and it doesn't go through, well then you move down to the next one. And if you sandwich it and it still doesn't go through, chances are you don't need both plates. You get rid of one of them. And then you work your way back. Maybe it goes through too easy on your machine on the base plate. So then you bring it back one and you've got your plate over the top of it, and now it goes through perfect. Or maybe you do this and it doesn't go through at all because it's too thick. You gotta remember and have faith that when Sizzix makes the products, they make them to work with their platforms. And since you only got 1, 2, 3 options, if the first you don't succeed, try again. And if you don't succeed, try again. And I bet you'll get there and you will see how beautiful they are. So I'm going to emboss. And I think I am going to use silver this time. So again, it's indexed for you, which means they've printed the pattern on the front for you, so you know, oh yeah, that's the right way. Remember when embossing folders didn't have printing on either side? And you had to figure out, well, which is up? Which is the right way? Now they've taken care of that for you. And you can put your foil in. And you can trim it down. I would not throw this piece away. I can bring over my machine. I know right away that it's not going to work on platform number 2. I can certainly try platform number 1, or I can do my base platform. Up to you to try your machine. And I'm going to put it down on my base and send it on through and see what we get. Roll, 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 roll. Oh, this is an easy roll. Easy peasy. Like butter, as they say. Like butter. Let's see if it was thick enough, if it was enough pressure for the roller in the machine to do my embossing. Oh, yes it is. Look at how beautiful is that. Okay, yay. Then I can trim it on down. You're going to use your trimmer. I'm going to freehand it. Little bit there, and just, gosh, I don't even think I need any off that side. I'm gonna freehand and look at how beautiful it is. And again, it is already a sticker. All you got to do is peel the back off, put it down onto your card, and boom, you're done. So if you needed to make, let's say, 15 Christmas cards this year, you could get 2 packs. That's $10. And 2 different embossing folders. That's $8. And for $18, you can make 16 Christmas cards out of foil. I mean, right? Amazing. Throw some ribbon around the card and it's beautiful. But what if you already own a lot of foil? Can you still use your foil with your embossing folders? Yes, absolutely you can. Ooh, let's do this one. Ooh. Okay, let me make sure that I've got enough paper here. Good enough. So I'm gonna take my Stacey tape. Now this time I've got a much bigger roll. This is a 5-inch roll, and Stacey tape goes anywhere from, this is about a 1/4 inch, it goes from an 1/8 inch all the way up to 6 inches. We've got lots of sizes, and our tape is very much like a Sukwang tape, which is Scrapbook tape, which we used to sell all the time, and is amazing tape. If you already have Scrapbook tape or Sukwang tape, it'll say Sukwang, Sukwang, Sukwang on the liner, then you're able to do the exact same thing I'm doing. I was just lucky enough to have a manufacturer say, we'll give you something a little bit longer, a little bit stronger for a little bit less money. So I couldn't pass that opportunity up. So I'm gonna tear me off a piece, and I'm gonna put it on down to my paper. I'm going to cut off the extra here because I don't want it to stick to anything like my cutting plate. And now I'm going to grab my foil and get me a nice piece of that. And remember, the Couture Creations foil, it's heat activated, so you can't use it with a laminator. It's only meant to be used with your Go Press and Foil machine or your Glimmer machine or the Gemini foil machine. Those are all heat activated foil machines. But if you're using it on tape, then it doesn't matter if you have the Thermo Web or the Couture Creations or the Crafter's Companion foil. It's all gonna work the same. Expose my sticky. Remember, you only get one chance. It doesn't matter if it goes on there kind of crinkled, but you can't pull it back up. So you got to get it kind of on there and then let it go. See, it's not perfect. Don't worry, it's all good. Press it down, give a good burnish. You may see some air bubbles. You may not see air bubbles for the whole thing. You don't need air bubbles to show the whole way. And when I mean air bubbles, I mean you can kind of see a difference. I don't know if this one, yeah, you can kind of see a difference in the coloring. Don't sit there and burnish until your finger is tired. Just get in there and get it down. Give a nice press. And then pull. And if for some place it didn't stick, if there was any white places in here that made my heart go, aw, all I have to do is take my extra foil that's on, oh, see, I've got a whole side over here. Oh, this whole side I didn't put any foil on. I can feel it, it's sticky. So I can just take this and lay that right on there and give a good press, and poof! You can see it went all the way to right there, and I still have this to do. And put it right there. And you may, in the beginning, have lots of spaces that you have to just go in and press. But I promise you, if you just go in there and press, the extra foil that you have on your page, on your sheet, on your what you've cut off, is going to go in there and adhere, and before you know it, you're good to go. So I'm going to pull over the lovely snowflake folder and put it in there. Remember the index side facing up, pretty paper facing up. And my paper is not quite big enough, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and there. I don't have it all the way to the top and I don't have it all the way to the bottom, and that is okay. Bring my Big Shot machine on over. Open it to the tab I think is gonna work best. Put it down, put my do not cut plate, and send it on through. Now I always send it through with the closed side going into the roller. I don't know if it's right or wrong, I just always do because it seems to feed in better. So I would do that on your Impresslits too. Closed side, feed that in first. It seems to roll in better. Oh, I don't know, maybe I need to be one tab up. That rolled through, like I said, like butter. Let's see what I got and see if it's enough or if I need to be one more up. Ooh, right? It's beautiful. Could I go one tab up? I don't know. Let's see what happens. So now I'm going to put it on tab 1 and put it right back down. My closed side going in first and send it through. Oh yeah, this is a lot more, this is a tighter roll. It's not hard, but it's a little tighter, which means it's probably going to give a little bit better of an embossing. Oh heavens, my goodness gracious, that's amazing. Holy smokes artichokes. That is stunning. Okay, what I want you to notice is a few things. First off, on the edges, do you see how that's more shiny? Whereas the actual embossing is a little bit more matte. When you send foil through an embossing folder through the machine, the pressure of the plate coming down on top of it, the actual embossing folder is going to matte it down. But where the high places are, retains that beautiful high gloss. Then I could trim this out. Oh man, this is just lovely. Okay, that's a stunner. The depth and the dimension that you get from this is different than any other type of an embossing folder that is not three-dimensional. This is meant to give you that extra to it, and it does such a beautiful job. Absolutely. Now, could I color this? Yeah, sure I could. I could go in there with maybe a different shade blue, maybe a little darker, and go over the top to add a little more dimension to it. But I don't know, this is a pretty magnificent piece all on its own. However, the Fa La La has lovely little leaves and berries, and that I do want to color. So again, I'm going to bring out my StazOn. This time I'm using a different color green. And I'm not going to discard the little lid that it comes with. I'm going to take a couple pop dots or some Stacey tape, and I'm going to put it right into my lid so that it is forever in. So you can't accidentally throw it away. Forever there. And then I'm going to take my little dauber and I'm going to come over and I'm going to hit some of these little leaves and just add a little bit of detail to them. just lightly hit them so that green transfers. Again, it has to be done with a permanent ink. Can't be done with a dye-based ink. You need something permanent, which would be a StazOn or an archival. And I'm just going to hit some of these beautiful little leaves. With that green to add a little bit more dimension and a little bit more depth to my project. And you can see I'm not being very precise, I'm just trying to get it on there. Now, do you see where I hit the fa la la and I hit that L? I don't want that green on there. What am I gonna do? Paintbrush, inexpensive paintbrush, rubbing alcohol, dip in, and use it as an eraser. Gone. Poof, gone. What if I don't like the whole thing? Okay, again, rubbing alcohol. Now you can't do this again and again and again. You cannot like it once, maybe twice. Poof. But it will not rub off. You put water on it and it will not rub off. You need the rubbing alcohol, but that is your eraser. And holy smokes, artichokes, how much could this bottle have cost? $1.99, $2.99? Rubbing alcohol at you may already have some in your medicine cabinet. Cleans up your little craft mat, but I do want to go in and I do want to add some of that green in and have some of that beautiful color, because then I can go in and add a little bit of red to my berry leaves. And in no time at all, I have just added a little something something. Berry leaves over here, berry leaves there, berry leaves there. Okay, let's add a little bit more green to where the berry leaves were. So now I'm adding a little bit of red, not too much, maybe a hair bit more on there. Oh yeah, just a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Okay, I actually like more. So now again, I've got it a little bit on my L and a little bit here and a little bit extra there that I don't need. Just take that really wonderful paintbrush of yours that's really inexpensive. Don't lose your lids. Oh, bring over my rubbing alcohol and paint away my mistakes. Here's your eraser. See how I've got quite a bit of it on that L? Just go in there and wipe it right up. Gone. Anywhere you see a little mistake, you can go in there and pick up your color and just get rid of it. If it's not making your heart happy, get rid of it. Little bit of an eraser. You can do this once or twice. You can't go back over it again and again, but you can get rid of your little oopsies when you're working on it. Okay, I'm getting there. And it's gorgeous. And it's already a sticker. And then you can mat it, or you can take your stays on if you want, and you could go kind of go around and distress your edges. Soften it up a little bit. So lovely. So do you already have foil, or you want to use a color that maybe doesn't come in the Sizzix set that gives you the 4 colors? Well, here you go. Do you love the 4 colors and you love the price and you just want to do some simple, quick, easy cards for the holidays and bang them out and get them done now? Here you go. You can do 16 cards. You get the 2 embossing folders, so you could have 8 one and 8 of the other, and you're under 20 bucks. You can't go wrong with that. It is a phenomenal deal. Or was your heart made super duper happy with how pretty the Embosslids were? And maybe you didn't even know how to use them. Maybe you didn't even know they existed. They're gorgeous. And there's so many different ones to choose from. And you can use them with just paper. Now I've got that on my table. I can use a baby wipe. I still have enough time to get a baby wipe in there and wipe it off my craft mat. So I didn't have to use alcohol if I didn't want to get it off my craft mat, because this is a non-stick. Non-slip. See how my craft mat doesn't move? As the very first one to come out with this. And then others followed, which is the highest form of flattery. But mine does not move. Okay, so we talked about Impresslits and how to use them and what they are and who makes them and who did the designing, Tim Holtz, and how, because they're extra thick, you don't need to sandwich them between 2 of the Sizzix cutting plates. No, it's just 1, and how they can be inked if you want to, or just left plain if you'd prefer. And again, because it's a thicker plastic, you're not gonna go in there and try to bend these to pop these out. You're gonna just use a little pair of tweezers and poop, get it right out that way. Don't bend. Then we did our fabulous, amazing 3D embossing folders, which again are very similar to the Impresslits cut and emboss, because this plastic is much thicker. So you don't need to sandwich. And when I ran this one through my Big Shot machine, I did it on my base plate and it embossed. It just didn't emboss as deeply as I knew it could. So I picked it up, came back one, put it down, sent it through, and had an amazing embossing. Now, if I had put it through all the way with tab 2, so my platform was completely closed, the machine would say, yeah, no can do. This is a no-go. My machine, whoa, oh. Okay, see what happens when I move my machine. All right, I'm fine. Are you okay? And I'm not gonna stop because we're almost to the end. All right, so. We are very high tech here. Okay, and I don't know how to edit, so. Okay, and everybody always asks me when they see my camera, isn't that a little close to the edge? Well, yes it is. Okay, so it won't go through. Do you see? It won't take it. It just will not. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath right now, and hopefully you're still with me. And again, the camera's fine. I'm fine. I'm hoping that you're fine. I'm going to show you the product, and then I'm going to show you the samples, and then we're all going to go for, well, I don't drink, so we're all going to go for an Arnold Palmer to calm me down. All right. This is how you know nothing is edited. It is what it is. What you get is what you get. Okay, so Impresslits. There are several different borders. They all work the exact same way, however you want it, up or down, or this way, however you want to layer it on your card, or this way or that way. I mean, you have options there, borders. This is the newest one, which I used today. Then you have the actual shapes. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely. And I used this one today. Amazing. And I've got the little daisies. Aren't the flowers, aren't they beautiful? And the medallions. So these are all on sale for 20% off. And then the leaves, which I used today. So all the 3D Impresslits, 20% off. I'm gonna freak. I can already read the emails. We're gonna be live chatting and that's gonna have happened. Okay. I can see it right now. Everybody's going, whoa, wait, what happened? Okay, then we have the foils. You get 2 sheets of each color. They are self-adhesive. This one's kind of a bluey, and this one's kind of a rosy, and this one's a straight silver, and this one's I wouldn't say it's a gold. It's kind of a bronzy gold. It's maybe an old gold is what I would call it. These are also on sale, 20% off. And then we have a boatload of 3D embossing folders. Beautiful, right? And these are all gonna work just the same way. Oh, here's the fa la la. Well, those are gonna be sold as the set. So here's one of the new ones. I think this is one of the new ones that's at $9.99. This one just released in chapter 2. And then we have some of the Tim Holtz that will be on sale. Beautiful, right? I think this one might be a new one too. Beautiful, right? Absolutely gorgeous. And some of them are nicely masculine so that you can use them for guy cards. I bet the wood grain comes out fab. And then you have the flowers. Oh no, it's this one. That must be new. I think this one's new because it's in the new packaging. Ooh, right? So pretty. But that's not all of them. We have more. All 3D'd. All 3D'd. So pretty. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? And floral. And dotted. So all but 2 of these are $7.99 less 20%. And tropical. 2 of them are $9.99 less 20%. And then we have the fa la la and the snowflake, which are when they come as a bundle, and you get both of them for $7.99. That's a great deal. Okay, samples. Let's talk samples. Let's bring over some samples. So here cute is that? I have that Lattice one that I was playing with today. I've got the background done in foil. So very pretty. And here, again, the Lattice. And here's the baby Lattice because it has two in that. So very pretty. And then here, also with the Lattice. I can't believe that happened. I should believe it, it's my life. But I got quick hands, don't I? Here, we did a 3D embossing folder for you. Right? Ooh, I know. Here is with the Impresslit up the side. And another one with the Impresslit up this side. Gosh, those are almost the same card. They are the same card. One's done on canvas and one's done on paper. So one was stamped on canvas and one was stamped on paper. And one's a little less inked up and one's a little bit more distressed. Here we have a 3D embossing folder. Okay, let's bring these over. How gorgeous is that? And again, beautiful, done with the Lattice, absolutely gorgeous. And here we have with the leaves, right? So pretty. And here we have a 3D embossing folder that has been entirely inked. Entirely inked. And then you have the 3D leaves coming off of it. How yummy is that? Oh my gosh. And then we have a bookmark, and the medallion is at the bottom, so it's hanging out of your book. Isn't that so cute? So that just hangs right out of your book so you know what page you're on. Cute little bookmark. Honorary SMS girl Katie made it for us. And she also put this tag together. So pretty. Right there using the Impresslits. And then, how about this beauty? Right there. Have a few more. Look at how gorgeous is this. And the Impresslit has been aged and distressed just with ink. And then another tag with the beautiful leaves. And then one more butterfly, only done in the silvers. So pretty. I don't know which one I like more. Do you like the gold? Ooh. Or do you like the silver? Ooh. And then we have a gorgeous wreath made out of the leaves. We have a couple mixed media altered art projects. How cute is this? And then a little bit bigger. And you've got the Impresslit down there. And then you have a clipboard, piece of decoration. This is absolutely decoration. Fabulous, right? Here's all your Impresslits, and they've been bent and molded and aged with your ink. So nice. And then we have two layouts. So you've got the Impresslits here, 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 and there, and then off the side. Look at how lovely. Now you just have to mat your picture words go that way, match your picture, and you're good to go. And then one more, our new home. So you've got our new home out of the foil. You've got the Impresslits here. You've got them here. You've got them here. And then the 3 little medallions for our new home. All right, you guys. Wait, I have a few more right here. I think we're about done, but these are so cute. Isn't that darling? And look at this one. Look at how beautiful that is. Love, love, love. And there is with the flourish. And last one with the flourish. Okay. That's it. Hold the camera in place, lift it up carefully, scroll on back. I'm not a quitter, so I didn't stop and I didn't restart. I am who I am, and you get what you get, and hopefully, hopefully you're laughing right along with me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Okay, so this is Stacey. It's Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Where are you going to find all of this beautiful product? Well, either in our retail store or at scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and you're going to look under the YouTube Yummies category for all of this. A big, 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 big thank you to Mr. Big Shot David at Sizzix and Jade and Sarah for, one, making me wait patiently because I had to wait, 2, making sure we had all of this great product for you, and 3, offering up some of the items that that they had a little bit of extra of for such a great price. So for those of you who are absolutely on a crafty budget, you can take advantage of this sale too. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacey. I'm gonna go have an Arnold Palmer because that's the strongest thing I drink, and be glad that I caught that camera. Woo-hoo, ka-choo. Bye, everybody.